Welcome back to AM Northwest. You know, when most of us think about getting older, we hope we're one of those active seniors we see in the park and not one of those sitting on the sidelines of life. Our next guest says how active your senior years are mostly up to you, actually. So here to tell us more is the author of Chakra Foods for Optimum Health, Dr. Deanna Minich. Good to have you with us again.
Great to be here again.
So the idea is that you say we can live longer, live healthier, and be active in our senior years if we consider what we're eating, right?
Exactly. This is a way to make the brain more plastic. And what we knew about the brain some decades ago is that it was static, it was hardwired, but now what we know is that the brain is constantly rewiring, regenerating, and reconnecting. And so we have the power to do that with what we're eating.
It's funny when you think about health, people exercise all of their muscles, and they think of everything from the neck down.
Right.
And everything's controlled from the neck up.
From the neck up, it's very important.
Well, I love your tips because they all kind of go with what my lifestyle choice is, and that is wine's not a bad thing.
In moderation, it's definitely not a bad thing.
Moderation, that's whatever your definition of moderation is. But why so?
Well, if we look at people that are following the Mediterranean diet, and that consists of a lot of different things, that's vegetables, whole grains and beans, a little bit of wine, a little bit of olive oil, what we see is that the risk of forming dementia is reduced by 28%. And for people that already have cognitive decline,
right,
and that follow this program, what you can do is reduce your risk of going into Alzheimer's disease by as close as 50%.
I'm sorry, but is it these specific foods, or is it the idea of just fresh foods?
It's the idea of a whole dietary palette. So it's not just really one food, and I know that we're always looking for that magic bullet. What is it? But it's really about a whole portfolio of foods, and that's why we say a Mediterranean diet and not just red wine. It's everything found in the Mediterranean diet, really.
Also, too, in the Mediterranean, they take naps.
They take naps, they don't have as much stress, they're really relaxed when they're eating. If you look at their lunchtime, it's about 2 hours, right? They've got their siesta. And so that's another important point, is to not be as stressed and really to get a lot of activity to help reduce your stress.
Reduce the stress. Okay, let's talk about fish oils. Is this a fish oil here?
That is fish oil, and probably most people don't realize that 60% of the brain is fat. And so we have to really be careful about what fats we're taking into our bodies, because that's going to be feeding our brain matter. And it's really important to get unsaturated, the fluid flowing fats that will help the neurons work better in the brain. So
you have fish oils here.
Fish oil is an excellent source of omega-3 fats.
And then nuts?
Walnuts also contain unsaturated fats that are healthy for the brain. Flaxseed meal, if you grind up the flax seeds, you can expose the oil, and that also contains the omega-3s.
Is that now flaxseed in other forms? Is that good for you when there's a liquid flaxseed oil? That's all fine.
The oil is really what we're looking for here for the brain. Yes.
Okay. And you mentioned too that if you look at a walnut, it's in the shape of a brain. I don't know if you can get that, Zach. Here, I'll just set it there. But
yes, which is a nice little indicator to, it's a reminder that that's good for the brain, right? That it contains the good, healthy brain fats. And so it's just a little...
I'm curious, how do you eat your flaxseed? How do you do it? Do you put it on cereal?
You can put it in cereal. You can put it in smoothies. Oh, so if you grind it up, you can just toss it in a smoothie.
Is flaxseed all of itself? Is it?
See if you like it.
It's not really chewy.
It's a little bit nutty. It's not chewy, and really what you want to do is grind up the flax seeds in a little coffee grinder before you use it, because then you expose all the goodies that are inside that seed.
How about with bacon? No, not so good?
Well, it's one way to improve bacon.
Okay.
But
all right, now berries, but
berries.
not just any kind of berry. You're saying dark purplish berries are really the answer.
Yes, and in fact there have been studies showing that if you can consume up to about a cup of blueberries or about a pint of strawberries per day, that's what they've shown in animal studies to be beneficial for reducing dementia and cognitive impairments with age.
Oh, I also heard it was good to possible cancer preventative as well.
They're antioxidants, they're anti-cancer, exactly. And in these animal studies, they've actually found that these compounds from blueberry and strawberry find their way into the brain matter, into certain parts that are correlated with learning.
Okay, and then spices.
Spices, so curry is very important, and curry is anti-inflammatory, and people that eat curry at least once a month have a lower risk of developing dementia or Alzheimer's.
Oh.
And if you look at India, where they have a lot of curry dishes, the risk of developing dementia is less than in other parts of the world.
Amazing.
That's
All right. And now what do we have here? Just
Here, these are general foods that promote healthy glucose balance in the body. And so now there's a type 3 diabetes. You probably have heard of a type 1 diabetes, type 2 diabetes. The brain is only 2% of our body weight, but consumes up to 30% of our body's fuel, the glucose that we take in for energy. So if we're not balancing our blood sugar, our brain won't be balanced and we won't be able to focus or to concentrate.
I think a lot of people felt that when your blood sugars are out of balance, you're tired.
Yeah, you're tired,
you're amped up, or whatever it may
dizzy,
be.
your headaches, all of that.
You
exactly.
just described my day. So here you have legumes. You've got
cinnamon. Cinnamon is an insulin sensitizer. It actually helps your body to work better with glucose.
Really?
So putting a little bit of cinnamon on vegetables or in your steamed milk, for example, excellent.
Okay.
And I know, so then next to that we have lots of fried foods, and that looks so good.
This is what not to do, okay?
What?
So anything that's browned or fried or overcooked or baked forms this brown product, which is called advanced glycation end products. And they have found that these advanced glycation end products actually collect in the brains of people with Alzheimer's disease.
So if you eat a lot of fried foods, you're wiping out all of your chances of limiting your risk to dementia.
Well, yes,
Yeah, right.
you're really aging the brain. You're setting the brain on fire.
All right, so if you can't eat that, what can you eat?
You talk about a salad.
Well, I think my ideal is to have a brain salad, which is get some fresh spinach, add some walnuts, add some blueberries or raspberries, and then avocado, some olive oil with curry dressing.
Oh, there you go.
It tastes delicious and it's great for the brain.
You left out one thing.
What's that?
Wine.
Oh, a little bit of
bacon
wine.
bits, yeah.
little bacon bits of wine. All right, good. We want folks, so we've got all your information on our website at KAG.com. All great tips. Thanks for coming in today. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
All right.